Lana was the kind of person you never forget. Even now I can still hear her laugh, loud, unfiltered, alive. She was fearless. The kind of girl who'd jump fences just to chase fireflies, dance in the rain without caring who saw her, and call you at 2 a.m. just to say, "Let's go for a drive." We met when we were 5. Same street, same school, same everything. We grew up side by side, through scraped knees, heartbreaks, late-night sleepovers. Our families were so close that my mom used to joke she had 2 daughters. We'd finish each other's sentences, text without even typing words. We were soul friends, if that's a thing. And if you told me back then that one day I'd be sitting on her bedroom floor, holding a box labeled LANA'S SECRETS, trying to understand where she went and what took her, I would have laughed in your face. It all started when she met Luka. We were in our last year of high school. She met him at a party. Quiet guy, kind of artsy. Wore rings, smoked clove cigarettes, talked about horror films like they were poetry. At first, I didn't think much of it. Lana had crushes all the time, but this one stuck. Suddenly, he was everywhere. Walking her to class, waiting outside our hangout spots, picking her up in his beat-up black car that smelled like old incense and leather. But he was sweet. At first. He'd bring her flowers, leave her notes in her locker. He even introduced himself to her parents with a nervous smile and shaky handshake. And Lana? She glowed. She'd blush talking about him, giggle when he texted, tell me she'd never felt so seen. I wanted to believe it. I really did. But then things started changing. It was little things at first. She stopped texting me back right away. Started canceling plans. She'd say she was just tired or busy. But her eyes looked different, like the light behind them was starting to flicker. Then came the fights. I heard one myself when I went to drop off a charger she left in my car. The door was half open. I heard shouting, his voice low and sharp, hers pleading. And when she opened the door, she was smiling like nothing happened. But her hands were shaking. I didn't say anything. I wish I had. A month before she vanished, she started acting strange. She'd space out mid-sentence. Her phone would ring and she'd panic, sometimes even throw it across the room. She drew things in her notebook, symbols, eyes, circles. I asked her what they meant and she just said, "He dreams about them." Then one night, she told me Luka wanted to take her away. Just a weekend trip, she said. To a cabin, somewhere quiet. She said it like a goodbye. She hugged me longer than usual. Whispered, "I love you," into my ear. That was the last time I saw her. They both disappeared. No calls, no texts. Lana's car, still in her driveway. Luka's, gone. Her parents thought it was just one of their fights. Maybe she needed space. But then a week passed. Then 2. Police got involved. They tracked Luka's car to a remote area near the forest, half an hour outside town. Cabin rentals, no cameras. His car was abandoned on a dirt path, doors locked, no blood, no prints, nothing. The cabin itself? Empty. Just 2 wine glasses on the table, and something carved into the wall near the window. Door opened. After a while, the search cooled off. People moved on, but I didn't. I kept going back to her room, looking for something. I didn't know what. Then one night, sitting on her bed, I dropped my phone. It slid under the frame, and when I reached for it, I felt something. A corner. Wooden. I pulled it out. A small wooden box. Dusty. Heavy. Carved in messy, shaky letters. LANA'S SECRETS. I stared at the box for a long time before opening it. It felt wrong to touch it, like I wasn't supposed to find it. But I couldn't stop myself. The lid creaked as it opened, and this wave of cold air hit my face. Inside? Papers, photos, scraps of ribbon, teeth, dried flowers, burned pages, a black envelope sealed with wax, and VHS tapes, 5 of them, each labeled in shaky, almost childlike handwriting. Alone. Number 2. The cabin. What he sees. Number 4. Sacrifice. Number 5. Not her. I sat there frozen, flipping through the papers. Most were drawings, symbols I didn't recognize, sketches of strange shadow figures with long limbs and wide mouths. Notes in Lana's handwriting were scrawled in the margins. He isn't who I thought he was. I saw it wear his face. It speaks through Luka, but it's older, hungrier. The forest listens. I wanted to believe it was just mania, paranoia. But the more I read, the more I saw a pattern. Whatever this was, it started long before their trip. And Lana had been preparing. One note read, "If he asks to take you to the cabin, say no." But she went. And now she was gone. I took the tapes home and borrowed a VHS player from Lana's parents. They didn't ask questions. I think they were just glad someone still cared. I played the first tape. Lana was filming herself in her room. Her hair was messy, eyes wide. She whispered like someone might be listening on the other side of the wall. He doesn't sleep anymore. Not really. He stares at the corner all night. Says he sees them. The ones that come before the door opens. I think he brought me here to feed them. She held up a drawing. I couldn't make it out. It looked like an eye, spiraling inward with jagged lines coming out like teeth. Then she stared straight at the camera and said, "If you find this, I'm sorry." The screen went black. The second tape showed them in the cabin. Lana filmed Luka sleeping, but his mouth was twitching, moving silently, like he was talking in his sleep, except there was no sound. Then the camera turned to the window. There was something outside, tall, thin, barely visible in the tree line. Just watching. The third tape was static for almost 5 minutes. Then, a figure appeared. It looked like Lana, but the eyes weren't right. Too wide, too black. She leaned into the camera and whispered, "It wears the face you trust," then screamed so suddenly, I dropped the remote. I thought Luka did something, that he snapped and dragged Lana into some cult ritual or worse. But the more I read the notes, the more I realized he was just a vessel. Something used him to get to her. One photo in the box showed Luka standing in and Lana behind him, smiling. Not like herself, like something else. Then I found the letter. It was hidden under a false panel in the bottom of the box. It was in Lana's handwriting. "If you're reading this, then you open the box. You weren't supposed to. But now that you have, it's too late to stop what's coming. You need to finish what I started. You need to come find me, alone. Follow the trail. You'll know it when you see it. And at the bottom, coordinates, deep in the woods, past the cabin, a place the police never searched." I didn't sleep that night. I kept seeing her face in the dark behind my eyelids. And at exactly 3:12 a.m., I heard something. A knock, not on the door. From under my bed. I didn't check. I couldn't. The next day, I went. The coordinates led me to a trail, barely visible, overgrown and twisting into trees that looked like they'd been dead for decades. There were markings carved into the bark, circles, slashes, and a crude eye with teeth drawn in red. The deeper I went, the quieter it got. No birds, no wind, just the crunch of my own footsteps. And then I saw her, Lana, standing across a field, behind a row of thin skeletal trees. She looked the same. Jeans, hoodie, hair falling over her eyes. She didn't say anything, just turned and ran. Again, I followed her. My lungs burned. I called her name over and over, and she never looked back. Eventually, she led me to a structure hidden beneath roots, like an old stone cellar with half the roof caved in. I stepped inside, and everything went still. In the center of the room was a circle of candles, and in the middle, the box. But it wasn't dusty anymore. It looked fresh, like someone had just placed it there. Inside was a photo. of me, taken that day, in the woods, holding the box. Behind me in the photo was Lana, or something wearing her face. Then the candles all blew out, and I felt breathing on the back of my neck. I turned. Nothing. But on the stone wall, words had been scratched in. "She is not your friend." And then I heard it. Her voice, behind me. But this time, it was deeper, glitching, warped. "You followed her, just like I knew you would." I ran. I don't remember how I got back to the car. I just remember waking up in my own bed. But my shoes were still muddy, and the box? Gone. That night at 3:12 a.m., my phone turned on by itself. New photo. Me, sleeping. And in the corner of the room, Lana, smiling. After that, I haven't heard anything from Lana, or whatever that demon is now. She's gone, and I still don't know what actually happened. What happened to Luka? Was that Lana I was chasing in the woods? And will it ever come back for me? I don't know what to do. If you have any tips or anything, please write in the comments. Also, please subscribe and like this video too for more stories like this. Thank you, and have a scary night.